Last night, sweetheart, I found myself alone in my room, the quiet pressing in on me. I couldn't sleep, so I reached for the only thing that brings me comfort when you're not around, your pictures. As I scrolled through them, I felt like I was touching fragments of your soul. I also went back to our old chats, reading each message slowly, feeling every word like a whisper from the past. Each sentence brought back memories of laughter, of shared silence, of warmth, and of longing. As I sat there lost in those thoughts, I began to miss you, really, truly miss you in a way that ached in the deepest part of me. It wasn't just a passing feeling, it was a yearning, a hunger for your presence. I wanted to feel you beside me, to be wrapped in the energy that only you bring. I wanted to hear your voice, to talk to you, to run my fingers gently along your face, memorizing each curve and line. I longed to hold you, to press my face into the warmth of your shoulder, to lose myself in your gaze. It was an ache that words couldn't soothe. So, I did something I often do when the emptiness grows too loud. I closed my eyes and reached out to you in the only way I could, through energy, through imagination, through the sacred space within me where you always live. I took a deep breath and let the world around me fade away. And then, in the quiet of my heart, I saw you. You were sitting in a stunning garden, one I had never seen before yet somehow knew intimately. It was filled with lush green trees, vibrant flowers in full bloom, and the soft rustle of leaves dancing in the wind. You sat beneath a large ancient tree with a wide trunk and sprawling branches. Your back rested against it, your eyes were closed, and there was a soft, peaceful smile on your face, as though you were dreaming of something beautiful. Maybe of me. I didn't want to disturb that peace, so I walked quietly and sat beside you. I didn't say a word. I just watched you, soaking in every detail, letting my heart swell with the sight of you. After a few moments, you slowly opened your eyes and looked at me. Then, just like that, you laughed, not out of surprise, but out of recognition, like your heart had been waiting for mine to arrive. You reached out and took my hand, placed it gently on your cheek, and whispered a simple, tender hi. My throat tightened with emotion. I leaned in, looked deep into your eyes, held your face in both my hands as though it were something sacred, and whispered back, "Hi, my love." It was a greeting, a confession, and a prayer all in one. Then I pulled you into my arms and held you as tightly as I could. You wrapped yourself around me just as firmly, as if afraid that letting go might end the moment. We held each other like that for a long time, maybe minutes, maybe hours. Time didn't seem to exist there. All that mattered was the warmth of your body against mine, the rhythm of your breath, and the overwhelming sense of peace and completeness that only you bring. Eventually, I shifted slightly and pulled you onto my lap, wrapping my arms around you from behind. We sat there in silence, not needing to speak. Words would have only dulled the sacredness of that moment. I could feel every subtle movement of yours, your breath, the gentle tilt of your head, the way your fingers lightly brushed against my arms. And I knew you felt mine too. We were completely in tune, two souls finally at rest in each other's presence. There was no conversation, yet it was the most profound exchange we had ever shared. In every touch, we felt the weight of our longing. In every glance, we sensed the depth of our love. We didn't need words to express what our hearts already knew. That moment, sitting together, holding each other, just being, was the purest expression of love I've ever known. I didn't want it to end. I wanted time to freeze right there, in that sacred garden with you. I wanted to stay lost in that space forever. It was so beautiful, so deep, so soul-fulfilling, that it defied any attempt at explanation. Even now, I struggle to describe it. It was more than a dream. It was a connection, a merging of spirits. But eventually, I had to open my eyes. Reality pulled me back, slowly and gently, but I felt it the moment it happened, as if I had left a part of myself behind. My eyes welled up with tears, and I didn't even understand why at first. But I think it was because the moment was so perfect, so needed, that returning to a world without you in it felt unbearable. I missed you more than before. I wanted to go back. It felt like my heart had stayed there, with you, beneath that tree in that garden of dreams. There was a strange emptiness inside me afterward, a quiet ache that lingered. It took me a long time to feel normal again. But even though I returned to this world, that moment is still with me. It lives inside me like a secret flame, reminding me of our love, our bond, and the peace that only your presence can bring. My dear, there are not many people in this world who can truly understand the kind of connection we share. It's something that defies logic, something that goes beyond words or even reason. People often ask me why I still love you so deeply, even though you are no longer part of my life in the way you once were. They wonder how I can continue to care for you, to respect you, and to hold you in such high regard, especially when our paths have diverged. They find it hard to comprehend how someone can feel so much for someone who is no longer by their side. But what they fail to understand is that love, true love, is not always about possession or proximity. It isn't always about being together in the conventional sense. True love, in its purest form, is about being there for someone in spirit, even when you can't be there physically. It's about caring for someone with all your heart, even when they're no longer within reach. It's about respecting their journey, even if it takes them away from you. Love, real love, doesn't come with conditions or expectations. It doesn't ask for reciprocation. It gives, fully and freely. It remains steady even when circumstances change, even when life doesn't turn out the way we had imagined. That's the kind of love I have for you, one that exists beyond time, distance, and outcome. Yes, it's true that I once dreamed of spending my entire life with you. I envisioned waking up beside you every morning, sharing laughter, building a home, raising a family, and growing old together. I imagined birthdays, anniversaries, quiet evenings, and long walks every little moment. I imagined it with you. My entire future was colored by your presence. I had associated my happiness, my sense of purpose, and even my identity with you. There was a time when the thought of life without you seemed unimaginable. It felt like breathing without air. And yet, even though you loved me with the same intensity, and even though you too once dreamed the same dreams, life happened. Circumstances we couldn't control unfolded, and we found ourselves standing at a crossroads where we had to take different paths. It wasn't because our love wasn't strong enough, but because sometimes, love alone is not enough to overcome the realities of life. We had to let go, not because we stopped caring, but because we had to honor the direction life was pulling each of us toward. But just because we are apart now doesn't mean that my love for you has diminished in any way. It hasn't. In fact, it has grown deeper in its silence, in its maturity, in its surrender. I still pray for you every single day. I pray that wherever you are surrounded by love, by laughter, by peace. I hope your life is filled with joy, and that your heart is light and unburdened. I may not be part of your world anymore, but your happiness still matters to me as much as it ever did. I know that, deep down, you still care for me too, and for that, I am forever grateful. I have no anger, no resentment, no regrets, only gratitude. Gratitude for having experienced a love so profound, so life-changing, that even its absence continues to shape who I am. I feel blessed to have loved you. Not everyone gets that chance, and I don't take it for granted. I've learned that love doesn't always mean holding on. Sometimes, the truest form of love is letting go with grace, with dignity, and with a heart full of hope for the other person's happiness. I no longer hold on to expectations or dreams of what could have been. Life and time have healed me, slowly but surely. I have found peace in accepting things as they are. I've learned to love you quietly now, without needing anything in return. And even now, after everything, you remain the most beautiful part of my life. A chapter one will always return to with a smile, never with bitterness. I often wonder if, in another lifetime, we might get the chance to find each other again. Even if just for a fleeting moment, like in this one, it would be worth it. Every second I spent with you was meaningful. Every memory is a treasure I keep safe in my heart. So please, my dear, just be happy. That's all I've ever wanted for you. If you are happy, then I am the happiest person in this world. And if ever you feel lonely, if ever you wonder if someone still thinks of you with love, know this: there is one fool in this world who still cares for you more than you'll ever know. You are never truly alone, because my thoughts, my hopes, and a quiet kind of love will always be with you.